business of governance in Lagos State is waxing stronger. And of course, Lagosians are beginning to experience the real transformation of a great city like Lagos. It is no longer news that Lagosians, both local and in diaspora, and of course, the Nigerians generally are beginning to feel the positive impact of transformational growth in the city of Lagos under Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. So what's new from the governor's office? Let's find out after this break. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. So first, from the governor's office, the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led state government has achieved another great milestone with the recent launch of the 500 billion naira Produce for Lagos off-take fund and program in Lagos State. The historic event, which saw strategic state governors, members of the Federal Executive Council, assembly members, traditional rulers, and private sector players, indicates the state government's deliberate effort to expound the food economic infrastructure of Lagos State and Nigeria. The governor, in his speech, highlighted the strategic value, benefits, and futuristic advantage of the launch not only to Lagos, but to the entire country.
The Produce for Lagos program, which we are launching here today, is therefore the next level, which is the logical step that we must be able to tick on our roadmap. The program will provide guaranteed offtake contracts. It will help to finance access. It will help to create logistic support. It will help to connect directly to the Lagos dynamic food economy. It will certainly boost agricultural production. It will reduce reliance on informal and uncoordinated supply channels. It will definitely create millions and millions of jobs for our young people, and it will eventually increase the economic returns for all of us in the entire ecosystem and every stakeholder in the agri value chain. And so you can see that it's an end-to-end, well-thought-out initiative that we're here launching. We believe that when we implement all of this, it will help us through the Lagos State Food System Infrastructure Company, LASFINCO, which is also supported by an SPV with the likes of the Lagos Bulk Trading Company, the Ecolog Logistics on the Produce for Lagos hub. You saw outside, which we're going to launch, we're going to have over 150 just as a test, 40-foot, trucks, and like it's been said, they are all on LNG. They can travel to the farthest part of the country on just a full tank and return back to Lagos without needing to look for any petrol station because they are all being driven on LNG. And I think this is the first of its type, which is a big initiative for us as a country and as a state. And so for us, the 500 billion is just a tip. And you begin to see that some of our friends in the private sector are beginning to show numbers. And like we said, even before we got here, we've gotten commitments of over 100 billion naira already. Some of them are seated here. They might not want to come forward to re-emphasize it, but I can assure you that even before we came in here today, we've gotten commitments of over 100 billion. And so the conversation is around Taraba and Niger and Kogi, who takes them home. Taraba is here saying to me that he's happy because half of that will go with him. Niger pulls me from this other side and says that more than half of it will go. Ogun, my brother from Gateway, also says that he's not going to take care of all my chicken feeds and all of that. He wants part of it. My brother from Kogi says that he's now the real food basket. He wants part of it. For us, it's a all positive conversation. My brother from Jigawa couldn't come, but Malaji Farouk is here. They also want to be part of it. So it is a conversation that everybody that truly really wants to participate in an end-to-end food logistics hub, this is the fund for you. This is the opportunity for you. There is no PDP or APC or everybody. It is a Nigerian conversation. It's a Nigerian story. And that is what Mr. President want all of us to do.
The Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, briefed the press about the rationale of the launch, which she also reiterated at the event. in her opening speech.
Today is not a leap of faith, but a leap of strategy. Produce for Lagos is not just about Lagos, but linking this great city to every root, stock, and grain grown across the Federation, and saying to our sister states, if you grow it, Lagos will take it, with dignity, structure, and guaranteed offtake. In Lagos, we are blessed to have a governor and a deputy governor who have since inception not viewed agriculture as an afterthought, but as the backbone of social equity, security, and a lever for youth employment. This program is their stamp on the future and blueprint for how private sector and states can collaborate, not compete, in the work of feeding our people. So I welcome you all today, not only to witness this launch, but to become part of this legacy, to join hands as off-takers, farmers, lenders, policymakers, processors, truckers, retailers, chefs, and food advocates in the story of how we change the course of our food systems and transform the lives of millions for the better.
The determination to drive, sustain, and strengthen its administration's gender equality, inclusive economic growth, and financial empowerment of women in Lagos State. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently launched the Lagos State Women's Economic Empowerment Policy Roadmap. The policy roadmap, which is a great initiative powered by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation under the able leadership of the Honorable Commissioner, Mrs. Cecilia Dada, is an affirmation of WAPA's determination to change the fortunes and future of women.
It is with deep honor and great enthusiasm that I welcome you all to the official launch of the Women's Economic Empowerment Policy and Roadmap in Lagos State. A significant step forward in our commitment to inclusive growth, gender equity, and sustainable development. Today is not just the unveiling of a policy, it is the affirmation of a collective resolve to break barriers, expand opportunities, and elevate the economic power of women across Lagos State. This roadmap offers a well-defined strategy to address the systemic challenges limiting women's participation in the economy, from limited access to finance and skills to gender-based constraints in both traditional and emerging sectors. Through a rigorous 12-month domestication process enriched by stakeholder dialogue, co-creation workshops, grassroots engagement, and validation exercises, we have developed a policy that is practical, people-driven, and inclusive of every segment of the female population, including the yaologists, the professionals, and the women living with disability. The policy is anchored on 5 pillars. Number 1 is agriculture. The second is traditional labor force, education and skill acquisition, emerging industries, and women in entrepreneurship. The policy outlines clear, actionable strategies which are to expand women's access to finance, digital platforms, market linkages, and entrepreneurial support, to break down gender stereotypes that inhibit women's participation in high-growth and non-traditional industries, to address social, cultural, and infrastructural limitations that restrict women's progress, especially at the grassroots level.
In his speech, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu noted the strategic relevance and potentials of the policy, which he noted affirms his administration's sensitivity to women empowerment.
We're not just launching a roadmap, we're actually taking an initiative that will reflect on our administration's unwavering commitment at ensuring that gender equality and inclusive economic growth is not just something that we're verbalizing, it's something that we're putting action into, and we're working it with all of you, great women that have come out, about 38 of you, as leaders, as champions, so that we can all design and walk this path together. You know where our state is. You know where we sit. You know Lagos is the economic powerhouse. We've seen that despite all of our economic vibrancy, our women still need to be encouraged. Our women still need to be put in the right place. They constitute, from the record, over half of our population, but they continue to face several challenges: barriers in economy, barriers in education, barriers around skill acquisition. They have less access to finance. We're not even giving them enough space in position of leadership in the political setup. Participation and traditional and industry engagement. We have not given them the right place fully in technology and in agriculture. And so the whole essence of today is for us to all agree and to begin to drive a change. To drive a change, like Mrs. Otedola said, we need to also have another meeting like this that will have about 80% men, so that they will know that indeed we're serious about this. That indeed, if they are not aware, you have since launched the women economic empowerment in Lagos State. And you men now need to listen and listen well. So that we're not speaking, when I say we now, women, we're not speaking all just among ourselves. We need to also now flip it, and they know that we're serious about this. Understand? And please let us design in, call all of them, male permanent secretary, male commissioners, male House of Assembly members, male private sector leaders, so that they hear it and they know that indeed it's a call for action and it's something that we want to make intentional and very deliberate. And so the We Policy Roadmap, which has been very thoroughly developed by our Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in a strategic, forward-thinking framework, which is designed to address some of the systemic challenges that I just mentioned. This roadmap, I believe, aligns very well with our own development agenda and also speaks from what the representative of the Honorable Minister from Abuja also said with the National Policy Framework, and it sits with the global commitments of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Well, that draws up the curtain from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show. Thanks for watching.